Hey, beautiful people. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk to my introverted Black women who have spent way too many years over explaining themselves or just feeling like they don't belong simply because you're introverted and people don't understand you. And you may feel misunderstood by just random people or even those people that you know, even your own family. So this video aims to empower you, to let you know that I see you, and it's a very honest depiction of what I understand introverted Black women to be, because I myself am an introverted Black woman. So imagine this, and you may not have to imagine it because you may have lived this experience, but follow me. Imagine that you are walking into an establishment dressed to the nines, or even not so much dressed to the nines, but just looking nice and presenting yourself well outwardly. And people see you walk into a room, you smile, you're cordial with people, but then you have those few in the back that's watching you from the sidelines, hating, making up stuff in their own mind without even meeting you first, not even talking to you, having a conversation with you. And they say things like, oh, who she thinks she is. She thinks she cute. She's so stuck up and all of this other stuff that's not even true. Simply because you're not the loud Black woman, like the stereotype they have of us, because you're not fitting into this mold that society has portrayed us to be. You're being yourself, you're reserved, you are kind of to yourself, you're observant. But again, you're not the loud, boisterous Black woman that they want you to be, even again, some that look like us because you're not portraying this image, they call you stuck up just because you're simply introverted. If that has ever happened to you, let me know down in the comments because, yeah, that has happened to me before. I've been called bougie, stuck up, rude. And I'm like, I never even talked to this girl before. Where did she make this stuff up at in her head? Where is she getting this information from? So before I get further in this video, if you hear a lot of noise in the background, it's because I stay across the street from this park and it's currently 4th of July weekend and they're doing something at the park and it's a lot of noise. So if you hear it, please forgive me. I sure wish they go home. I mean, you didn't see a jam-packed event like this for Juneteenth. I mean, come on now. We built this country. We should have a bigger celebration during Juneteenth. But it is what it is. If you know, you know, that's America for you. Anywho, ultimately, I believe that a lot of people don't fully understand what being an introvert really means. Whether you're a Black woman or not, a Black man, white person watching this video, white introvert, whatever, introversion simply is based on energy. A lot of social interactions, they drain us. So when we go to certain functions and things of that nature, we're typically going to be a wallflower. We're going to observe the room, read the room, and just open up to just a few people or one person here and there instead of working the room or being a social butterfly like a lot of extroverts do. So understand that. Now let's talk about the strong Black woman or a loud Black woman archetype compared to your introverted nature. A lot of people have been brainwashed or told that Black women are loud. They can, be resilient. You can always depend on them for whatever you need. They can save you, We're expected to always be on, to always be there for other people while putting ourselves on the back burner. And these expectations can come from our community, people that know us, our family, friends, whomever, as well as external factors like coworkers, random people that meet us, church members, et cetera, et cetera. But when you're just naturally quiet, you're observant, you are reserved, things of that nature, people take offense to that because then they're like, okay, she's not who the typical Black woman, she's not that same person. And because of those things, you may have started to feel guilty or feel like you needed to be there for certain people while neglecting yourself. Now, for me, I haven't had those feelings very much. I think very few and far between have felt that way. But as an introvert, you may have felt that way because we're naturally just caring and empathetic, things of that nature. But again, being the loud or being the strong Black woman is not your thing because you're introverted, and that is just fine. You don't have to conform or change who you are to please other people. Now let's talk about what it's like being an introverted Black woman in corporate spaces. I have a lot of experience with this. In a lot of my jobs that I've had in the past, I was always what some would call the token Black person or the token Black girl. And what that means basically is, pretty much being the only one or two Black people in a predominantly white space. And some of them were never even exposed to Black people a lot in their life. So you can just imagine how it felt having to work with them 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, not understanding that person, but having to work with them day in and day out. The microaggressions, the asking, is this your hair? Can I touch your hair? Oh, you got braids today. Is that your hair? Your hair looks nice today. It was always a thing about my hair. Like, oh my goodness, it'll be a whole, like in the mornings, it'll be a whole 10 to 15-minute thing when I would do something different to my hair. And then they act like they never seen me before. They walk past my office, be like, oh, I didn't recognize you. How in the hell did you not recognize me when I'm the only Black person here? The other Black person is here is a male. So who did you think I was? So yeah, the microaggressions, the hair thing, the asking if I know about a certain rap song, asking me about the latest dances. Like every Black person is supposed to know how to dance and twerk and stuff like that. Like, why don't you go in your office and do your work and stop worrying about stuff that's irrelevant to what we're supposed to be doing right now? Oh, okay. Woosah. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I do tend to go off on tangents every now and then, but I think that was valid. So yes, let's also talk about the pressure to perform on a daily basis. Like for me, I am not a whole bubbly or smiley person. I'm very cool, calm, and collected, kind of like a T-Boz, T-Boz from TLC, like her personality. I'm very chill. But when I was in corporate, a lot of times I would feel the need to be more approachable, to smile more and laugh at stupid jokes that weren't funny in order to just, I guess, fit in and to not have nobody just accuse me of being a non-team player and stupid stuff like that. So I know you've experienced this too. I know for sure, as an introverted Black woman, you know what I'm talking about. Then it's the exhaustion of code switching. Feeling the need to use all this corporate jargon and these made up words because you don't want to use your slang or your regular, normal vernacular because they probably won't understand what you're talking about anyway. Like, for instance, I was in a waiting room at the dentist lately or recently, and a white coworker asked a Black coworker, what does YN mean? Because I guess she had seen it on her TikTok and just wanted to know what YN meant. So the Black girl looked at me, I looked at her, and like we just had this unspoken conversation or dialect between the two of us. And she's like, I don't know what that means. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad she said that because I was thinking to myself, I wanted to tell her, don't tell her what that means. That's our thing, okay? So that example right there was just an example of just being Black in the workplace, period, not being a Black introverted woman in corporate America. But overall, just being Black, a Black woman in corporate America, it comes with a lot of microaggressions, code switching, just a lot of exhaustion and misunderstandings from being in these spaces. Now let's discuss the next point where people automatically identify you as being bougie or being rude or unfriendly just because you're an introverted Black woman. I want to ensure you that you're not bougie. You're just not comfortable with filling the room with unnecessary words. You're okay with the silence that comes with just being in a new environment and filling the room before you get to know people or open up to people. And also, you're not rude. You're just choosing not to perform for people you don't know yet. And I think it's safe to say that those type of comments, they hurt more coming from people in our own community than from people that we don't even know. So my question to you is, do you attempt to, I guess, make people feel comfortable and open up a little bit in new environments? Or do you just let people misread you because you just feel like, okay, they don't want to take the time to get to know me anyway, so I just let them think what they want to think. I just want to know what approach you have chosen. For me, I have done both. If it is someone or a group of people that I genuinely care about getting to know, I do make it known to just go up and approach myself and get to know them. But if I don't give a damn, if I don't care anything about what they think about me, yeah, just let them think what they want to think. Call me bougie, stuck up, rude, whatever. I don't care. Because internally, I know who I am, and those that are close to me know who I am as well. So for me, I'll never forget the first time I met someone who was just like me, an introverted Black woman. We were in the workplace. This was one of my earlier jobs, and I felt like she could read me like a book, okay? We weren't what you would consider the best of friends, but we were just really cool in the workplace. It was a casino job that I had way back when I was 19 or 20, probably 21, I think. Yeah, I was 21 years old. She was so cool. But yeah, I just felt really seen and understood for one of the very few times in my corporate America stint, 15 years working in corporate. And that just felt really, really refreshing. And in hindsight, it makes me consider or understand, fully understand the fact that us as introverts, we value those closer friendships over just being in these social circles, just to say, we have somebody that's our friend or somebody to talk to on lunch breaks. No, I'd rather just be alone by myself than to be amongst a group of people that are just sitting around talking about nothing, sitting around gossiping, talking about reality TV shows that I don't even watch, and just this other nonsense. So yes, we value quality friendships over the quantity of friendships we have as introverts. Am I right? And as an introverted Black woman, I want to let you know again that you don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to be loud to prove your worth. You can just be who you are. And those people that understand you will gravitate toward you. So learn to accept yourself for who you are. Stop over explaining yourself. Stop feeling like you need to bend over backwards for people who probably wouldn't do it for you in return. And stop performing for people in these rooms that weren't built for you anyway. And lastly, understand that you were never the problem. You were just in rooms that were not built for you, around the wrong people, and within this mold that was not made to fit you. So I want to encourage you to build your own mold. Find those rooms that you resonate with. And speaking of which, I am working on a newsletter titled The Intentional Introvert. So it is not just for introverted Black women. However, it is for the introverted community that's rebuilding their lives. I am a proud introvert myself who spent over 15 years in corporate America working in industries such as higher education. When I was in higher education, I worked in career advising, academic advising, and then I also worked in HR, payroll, as well as tech sales. So I have a lot of experience. And aside from my corporate experience, I've also helped people with their resumes, with giving interviews, with cover letters, as well as helping them write their books. So I want to build a sacred community outside of YouTube in order to just, use all of my experience, my life experience, my knowledge, my wisdom to just help people. So make sure that you're on the lookout for that newsletter coming out in August of 2026. So with that said, that's going to wrap up my video. To the introverted Black woman that's watching this, I hope that you felt seen and understood and valued today, and as well as empowered. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I love to read your comments and I respond to each and every last one of them. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video next Sunday, same time, same place. Thank you. Bye.